Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the MMA Rundown. I'm Drew Shannon, alongside my co-host, good close personal friend, Mr. Albert Cameron. How you doing, sir?
I'm having a great day, Drew.
Great, well we've got another great day lined. Look at you all dressed up.
It was school picture day.
Just get out of church?
No, I actually went to a school and got my picture taken. Teachers were kind of freaked out.
Especially on a Sunday. It's kind of odd that that would happen.
Yeah.
Anyways, we've got an excellent episode of the MMA Rundown coming up. Of course, our news and notes segment, as we always like to kick off with. A new segment, another new segment. What's eating Albert Cameron?
I'm going to take an opportunity to get some things off my chest. It's bugging me, whether it be in the sport of mixed martial arts or the people who watch it. You don't want to miss it.
And, of course, we'll have our Spotlight Fight, mailbag, an interview with Tenyeh Skinny Man Dixon from Complete Devastation 6. You won't want to miss any of it. Coming up next on the MMA Rundown. Stick around. Welcome back to the MMA Rundown. Time now to take a look at some news and notes from the world of mixed martial arts, things that have been happening across the mixed martial arts landscape.
Today's episode, we're really focusing on our area. It was a huge week, especially coming off of the follow-up from Complete Devastation Mixed Martial Arts 6. I'll have some notes I want to bring to you guys on that. But Drew, let's get it started.
All right, it's go time. Ryan Glunt, local MMA fighter, is retired officially after Complete Devastation MMA 6, citing personal reasons. Do you have any news on that as to what happened?
It's important to say that Ryan Glunt is just taking care of his own house. He didn't quit because he couldn't hack it. He didn't essentially quit. Ryan Glunt and his wife are going to be welcoming a new baby into the world. We want to say congratulations from the both of us on that.
Most definitely.
Ryan Glunt will not be actively fighting anymore. He will still be in the Go Time Sports Complex, training his fellow Dignan Brumbaugh teammates. He's still going to be actively helping out in the different aspects. He just will not be getting in the cage and fighting. Ryan Glunt is an absolute warrior, and whenever he sits down to tell that new child, hey, this is what Dad did in his career, Ryan Glunt's going to be able to tell that child with pride of all the things he'd accomplished in the cage.
Most definitely. And once again, congratulations to the Glunt family on your impending bundle of joy. That's going to be an exciting event in the Glunt house, I'm sure. Tyler Superman Combs and Andrew Osborne take home Fight of the Night honors in Clearfield, Pennsylvania at Complete Devastation MMA 6. That was one heck of a bout.
We go back and forth often saying, this fight from CD5 was huge.
Right.
This bout was awesome. Tyler Combs versus Andrew Osborne was just one of those fights that you never really forget. Andrew Osborne came to Clearfield, Pennsylvania without any of his fight corner able to come with him. So local fighter Charlie Gathers stepped in Osborne's corner and was giving him directions from behind us. Tyler Combs, Andrew Osborne kept with a very good exchange of punches and kicks, submission attempts. Mm-hmm. Each guy had an answer for it. Neither guy would drop. At the end, Osborne ended up getting the decision victory, and Combs was very dejected. But not so dejected, he wasn't willing to not photobomb Drew at the after party when Drew was taking a picture. Combs was a very, very cool guy. Same thing with Osborne. If a promoter is able to get Osborne versus Combs too, I think it'd be very much worth going to see.
We throw that photo up there? I don't know if we have that photo or not. If we do, I'm sure they'll throw it up while I'm talking. World Series of Fighting continues to make big impacts on the MMA. Kurt Angle no longer calling fights due to conflicts with Viacom. Does that have anything to do with his deal with TNA Professional Wrestling?
Yes. Kurt Angle is the Olympic gold medalist, won the medal with a broken neck. He is actively contracted with Impact Wrestling, the TNA Wrestling. He had thrown his hat in the ring saying, I'm going to call the fights for the World Series of Fighting on November 3rd for NBC Sports. Viacom said no. Kurt Angle is a very public figure. He is contractually obligated to remain aligned with Impact Wrestling and Spike TV, so he will no longer be calling the World Series of Fighting event on November 3rd, but Renzo Gracie is stepping in. Renzo Gracie, of course, being the coach for the IFL New York Pitbulls, UFC fighter who fought Matt Hughes, Pride veteran. So either way, the World Series of Fighting event on November 3rd is going to be worth watching, and we can tweet back and forth. You tell me what you thought.
And of course, I don't know if this has any bearing with it or not, but if you recall, NBC and Universal also own USA Network. And you know what program is on USA Network if you're a wrestling fan. So that might have something to do with it as well.
Quite possibly.
Tyrone Spong signs with the World Series of Fighting and is set to debut on November 3rd.
The World Series of Fighting is working on putting together this monumental card. They only have a one-year deal with NBC Sports, so they want to try to make as big impact as possible. Tyrone Spong is one of those guys who's coming up in the ranks. We're all going to know his name eventually. Spong is a very accomplished kickboxer. He's looking to score big in the World Series of Fighting first event.
And NBC Sports, as we said, is set to air this event. This is going to be huge for them.
World Series of Fighting is one of the few mixed martial arts promotion that has gotten to the echelon of network television. So, I mean, they're probably seeing something in World Series of Fighting that we just haven't been privy to yet. The only other promotion to get picked up on network television like that, sight unseen, was the International Fight League. And a lot of people didn't agree with me when they said that they liked what the program was. I did, but it was mixed martial arts on television that you could get access to regularly. So this is big.
And of course, UFC's on Fox, so I mean, maybe other networks will probably be picking up on MMA. Well, CBS did at one point. They picked up, did they not?
They CBS actually aired the Kimbo Slice versus Seth Petrozelli fight.
Right.
I said on Facebook a while ago, and you can search Albert Cameron on Facebook, and you can like my page. But I mentioned on Facebook that MMA is coming back for another big boom. We're going to see more networks picking up MMA events. We're going to see the fighters on smaller cards getting bigger names because of exposure. What happened the first time was the Ultimate Fighter for the UFC was so huge that all these networks were just claiming to pick up anything MMA. We got Bodog Fight, Elite XC, anything by Pro Elite, and unfortunately it kind of petered out. But now we're back in that upswing where MMA is getting big, is TV palatable again. We're going to see bigger fights on TV, and I'm very excited.
Looking forward to that. And real quick, Pride FC vet and Olympic gold medalist Rulon Gardner files for bankruptcy. Now, do MMA fighters make as much as we think they do, Albert?
Well, think about whenever the purses are released, because they have to be released to the state athletic commissions, how much a fighter won.
Right.
And we're seeing guys who are walking away with, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 paydays, which at one given time, that sounds huge. That's a ton of money just at once. But these guys are only fighting 2 or 3 times a year. So they're only making $20,000, $40,000. Now, a guy like Rulon Gardner, who had Olympic gold medal endorsements and stuff like that, I don't say he was a poor money manager, but I think he was expecting a little bit more of a life cycle for how far his name would get him than he really did. It's unfortunate to hear that he's in those kind of straits.
Right.
But as MMA fans, we see these big numbers as far as paydays goes, and they really don't go as far whenever a guy is really only making $40,000 a year because he's only fighting 2 or 3 times.
Well, let that be a lesson to you kids out there. Save every penny you got, okay? That's going to do it for news and notes. All right, after this break, it's our next segment, What's Eating Albert Cameron? Gonna get some stuff off of this guy's chest, and it's a
big chest to get stuff off of, too.
He's gonna vent to you, the viewer, so you don't want to miss that. It's coming up next on the MMA Rundown. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the MMA Rundown. Time now for another Albert Cameron invented segment. This week, What's Eating Albert Cameron? I'm going to go down a list of your pet peeves that you have given me, on this paper right here, and you are going to tell me what the dealie, yo. All right. First one on the list, misuse of the word monopoly in reference to the Ultimate Fighting Championship, to the UFC. Explain.
There is this book, and you can buy this book relatively cheap. As a matter of fact, you can go on the internet and you get access to the book for free. It's called a dictionary. And in this dictionary, if you look up the word monopoly, it will tell you a monopoly is an unfair business practice where a entity or a corporation is preventing other people from operating. The UFC, just because they have the best fights, the best fighters, and the best production, is not preventing anyone else from competing. I can attest to that because I call fights for these other guys. The UFC is not saying, hey, Albert Cameron, you can't call fights here because we're just the big, bad, evil corporation trying to steal your money. No, they're saying, Albert Cameron, we don't care if you do it, we're just going to do it better. So if you're going to go around saying UFC is a monopoly, please think twice, use this invention called a dictionary, and if you like, I will send you one by buying it out of my pocket just for you, so that we're using the word correctly.
Jose Canseco.
This guy has more juice in him than a Welch's fruit factory. Okay? This guy goes in every sport. Oh, hey, look, I'm in celebrity boxing. Now I'm going to go into MMA. This guy makes the sport cheap. He got his butt handed to him by a guy named Hong Man Choi, who got owned by Fedor Emelianenko. But Hong Man Choi said, no, Jose Canseco, you cheated at baseball, so now I'm going to hurt you. And he did. Badly. Jose Canseco, your 15 minutes of fame are done. You've got probably a guest spot on Dr. Drew's Celebrity Rehab. Stop making my sport cheap. Thank you.
The quote, it's that anything goes fighting, right?
Yeah, it's that anything goes fighting, and I'm going to take my car that's sitting in the parking lot. I'm going to go race NASCAR, right? Mixed martial arts is a sport. It has rules. It has regulations. It is not just two guys going in and tough manning it out. These guys are training hard. The promotions are working hard, spending tons of money to bring these fights to you. And if you don't want to watch them, don't. That's the beauty of remote control. You pick it up, you turn the channel to Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman, and you don't have to be bothered with mixed martial arts at all. And I don't have to hear you tell me, oh, that's just that sport where anything goes and you can punch each other in the face and hit each other anywhere you want. No, it's not. It's that sport where people are trained, they are experts at what they do, they are fighting, they are getting paid for it, and there are people in the state who get paid good money to make sure these guys aren't getting hurt. Tell me about your sport, deer hunters. Tell me about your tree stand up in the tree, up in wherever.
Top 10 rankings.
If I could go around and find every username of someone who's made a top 10 ranking and who's gotten mad at me for not respecting their top 10 list, I would go to those kids and I would take their internet connections away. I don't care who you have ranked at number one. I have my thoughts who is number one. Drew has his thoughts who are number one, and we don't care what you think. I don't care what Drew thinks as far as who the top 10 is. He doesn't care who I think number one top 10 is. Okay? If you need stuff to post about the internet, I'm sure Demi Lovato is releasing a new album soon, and I'm sure she'd love to hear what you think. But as far as top 10 rankings mixed martial arts go, I don't care.
The Affliction clothing line.
Hi, CEO at Affliction Clothing. My name's Albert Cameron, and I'm a very large man. Why are all your clothes made to fit 11-year-old girls? Why can't you make an attractive t-shirt that's going to fit me? Why is it made out of low-grade cotton? Okay? They look good. I want to wear one. I want to wear one out. But you know what? You only make them for people who are in the junior high. So tell me, Affliction Clothing, what do you have against big people? We spend more money for clothing because there's more material to put in. I have no problem paying extra for an Affliction shirt. Not anymore, because it's made out of material that I could filter oil with. I'm going to go to Tap Out, because Tap Out does make big people shirts. Thank you, Tap Out.
The internet.
There are internet forums where kids indiscriminately post their thoughts, their feelings, their stupid pictures they stole from other websites, and I hate it. I was watching mixed martial arts in a day where you had to watch the stuff on VHS tapes. Do you know what a VHS tape is? It's a tape where you put in a VCR and you watch it. You had to go places to get it. You didn't get it streamed live to your computer. When you're sitting around those video stores getting those videotapes, you talk to other people about those fights, and they had to be accountable for the things they said. Unlike on the internet, where anyone can make a username like Drew Shannon is hot 35, and I could say, hey, I think Fedor Emelianenko would have lost the fight to Shannon the Cannon Rich. No one's losing a fight to Shannon the Cannon Rich. That's the funny part about it. But because you're on the internet behind a screen name talking about it, I can't hold you accountable. And for that reason, I hate the internet.
Is there a reason why you chose the number 35 by any chance? Or?
Because in 2 years, that's how old you'll be.
Moving on. NHB fights and the people who love them. NHB being no holds barred.
There was, I hope they're out of business by now, a promotion out of Brazil called Rio Heroes. Rio Heroes took two schmucks off the street, put them in a cage, didn't bother putting on gloves because who needs to be safe and be worried about soft tissue damage? Not the guys in Rio Heroes. And so you have these kids on the internet, which I've already gone over, and they're saying, oh my god, this is the best fighting ever. Yeah, until someone's brain dead. Because not having a regulatory body keeping these guys safe, that's a great idea. Having each other punch each other in the face on the ground where the referees are probably drunk, oh, that's an even better idea. Let's do that. Let's do more of that. No, that's a very bad idea. People like the Pennsylvania State Athletic Commission, New Jersey, and Vegas who helped get mixed martial arts back to regulation because people like you were still watching NHB fights out of Brazil. Thank you to those guys. Thank you for the people who took the time to sit down rules and say people are going to be safe if they do X, not Y. And that's why I hate no-holds-barred fights. I love MMA, but I can't stand NHB.
Personally, we don't endorse anybody doing X, okay?
No.
That's going to do it for What's Eating Albert Cameron. That was an interesting segment, to say the least.
I feel better.
Coming up, our spotlight fight, Lenny Karlheim versus Zach Hoy. Stick around. You're watching the MMA Rundown. It's the MMA Rundown on ABC 23, and now it's time for the MMA Rundown Spotlight Fight.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome my broadcast colleague, Drew Shannon, to the cage. Drew.
All right, we are underway, getting ready.
Karlheim in the red instep, Hoy in the black.
And there is the bell.
Oh! Excellent kick from Karlheim. Hoy's doing a great job changing his levels, Drew. He's starting to throw fists a little early.
Another excellent kick.
Absolutely. This fight will be three 2-minute rounds in the amateur division. Oh! Excellent takedown by Hoy.
He's in your place now.
Karlheim's corner saying he's comfortable under the ground. Karlheim looking for some sort of leg lock, but Hoy doing a great job trying to pass the guard.
Let him come down in there.
Now, Drew, this is where the amateur rules really make a difference. Hoy cannot strike to the head on the ground.
Both men back up to a vertical base. Excellent job of officiating tonight.
Oh, excellent strike by Karlheim.
Lenny is working it tonight.
We're getting dangerously close to a north-south position.
Now, Lenny is coming off a loss to Jonas Rubiano in Greensburg, Pennsylvania.
What a close fight that was. Now, it is interesting to note, Joe, that Zach Hoy has a win over Dignan Brumbaugh teammate Charlie the Madman Gathers.
That is an unbelievable victory in and of itself. Charlie Gathers is no slouch, I'll tell you what.
The Dignan Brumbaugh guys being as tight as they are, I do think that Karlheim is trying to avenge that loss.
Oh, most definitely. But not tonight. Charlie Gathers, of course, was supposed to fight this evening. Could not find an opponent for him tonight. People are just scared of the Madman, I guess.
Hoy and Karlheim are both doing a great job changing the levels, using effective strikes.
They are doing a fantastic job.
Absolutely. Cody Karlheim is known for scouting his fights painstakingly, Drew.
Well, if Hoy is able to finish the fight, it's unlikely that it's going to pass the second round. Holy crap!
Karlheim cannot strike to the head, but those body shots are doing a lot of damage, Drew.
10 seconds left in the fight.
Those elbows getting dangerously close to the spine, Drew. Oh, wow. What an opening round here in Clearfield.
That is the end of round one. Karlheim, excuse me.
Karlheim's corner looking for a knockout. Hoy looks incredibly dangerous, though, Drew. Oh, excellent takedown defense and sprawl from Karlheim.
Karlheim got that front face lock.
Hoy is not stopping the fight. He is fighting for that, finishing that takedown and getting Karlheim in a position where he wants him to be. Now would be a good time to notice that Karlheim did tongue into the cage in a jiu-jitsu gi, Drew. I have to believe that he has every confidence in his ground game.
What do you do if you're Karlheim right now?
If you're Karlheim, you're going to look for a leg lock or an arm lock, and you're going to finish the fight the way you're comfortable. Now it sounds like the Dignan Brumbaugh fight team have trained extensively in strikes.
Oh, leg kick from Karlheim. Zachary Hoy is doing a great job maintaining his composure. I have to think Karlheim's getting the better of him as far as strikes go.
Punch to the
That's
head.
a job by Karlheim. Karlheim is a guillotine choke.
Wow.
Hoy is in danger right now, Drew. If Karlheim gets his arms the way he needs to, Zachary Hoy is in for a very bad night. Triangle choke, Drew. Karlheim is
Could this
close
be
up.
it?
It's very close. If he brings that leg over, he has a triangle choke secured, Drew. He's got him. Hoy is still fighting. Hoy is still fighting. He's not out yet, but the ref stops.
That's it.
Lenny Karlheim by triangle choke submission.
Cody Karlheim with another victory.
Congratulations to Lenny Karlheim.
Oh, Lenny.
Teammate Charlie Gather showing a
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee stopped this bout at 1:31 of the second round. Your winner by submission by triangle choke in the blue corner, Lenny Karlheim.
Looks like Clearfield, Pennsylvania are big supporters of Cody Karlheim. What an incredibly hard-fought winning.
Unbelievable fight.
Zach Hoy versus Lenny Karlheim was a huge fight. It was the only amateur fight on the card. Sometimes fights just don't come together, but the amateur fight that we got was monumental. Lenny Karlheim looked better than I've seen him in a cage in a long time, but Zachary Hoy's no joke. Hoy's a striker. Lenny is a very good grappler, and congratulations to Lenny for getting the better of that exchange.
Gonna be I can't wait for Complete Devastation MMA 7, November 10th in Altoona. Make sure you get your tickets, CompleteDevastationMMA.com for more information. Let's go to the mailbag right now while we have the moment. This comes from Pete. Did you get this?
Pete's too much of a coward to tell us where he's from.
All right. Well, Pete says, guys, me and my friends have an underground MMA league. Would you guys cover our fights on your show?
Next question.
Albert and Drew, what is the fight day like for you guys? What goes into preparing to call a fight? Fight day for us is one of the most exciting days.
Absolutely.
Because we get to call, essentially we get to call the fights. I get to get in there and ring announce, and we just have a lot of fun.
Yeah. Up until the fights, I'm working with the statisticians to get heights, weights, fight teams. I'm trying to look up past fights that guys have had, stuff that I can build upon to really give everyone a better understanding as to where the fight has come from, where it's going to go, where guys are going to go from that.
As for me, I've got to get those stats from him in order to announce them in the cage, and make sure that I know what fight team each guy is from. And sometimes we don't even get the. Sometimes we get the weights, sometimes we don't. But that just all depends on what information we get at the time. But we try to prepare as much as we can before the fight starts. In fact, I think the night before, or maybe even a few days before, prepare notes for us on our broadcast day.
I have the notes done probably 2 days before the fight. The night before, I get the official program. I'm going over everything and the fine-tooth comb. That's really the hard part for me, anyway. Drew is just the incredible performer, getting in there and making sure people are entertained. As far as the day of a fight, Drew and I were driving from State College, just being ourselves, and I think that's the most fun part. Is that we get to do something we really enjoy and be friends.
It's like road tripping. It's like a road trip, and then you get to sit down and watch a fight.
Coming up, Drew, we have the Rundown Lowdown with Tenyeh Dixon, who was victorious in the rubber match against Eric Moon. He had a lot of heartfelt emotion to say, and I think we captured it very, very well.
Email us at hosts@themmarundown.com. We might read your question, or we might crumple it up and toss it behind us.
We'll throw it away for saying something stupid.
Yeah. All right. Rundown Lowdown. Next.
ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with Tenyeh Dixon. How's it going, friend?
Good, man. Good.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Tenyeh is actually in the main event here at Complete Devastation Mixed Martial Arts 6. You were taking on Eric the Monster Moon in the rubber match.
Yeah, the rubber match. My first rubber match ever in anything ever.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, Eric has a win, you've got a win, and now we're coming here in Clearfield to settle it all up. We're answering all the questions here today.
This is number 3, man. Shut it down. That's it.
This is going to be it after it's all said and done.
That's it. This is a done deal, man.
Well, how did you prepare for the fight, knowing that you fought him before, and what's going different?
Well, I just fought for the Cage Fury fighting world title 2.5 weeks ago in Atlantic City. I got robbed, so and yeah, so you know I'm pretty much stayed in shape, man. I've been ready to go, you know, and they just got the call, so you know I was already ready to fight, so you know I'm pretty much ready to do my thing.
So you've been staying active. You're coming in ready to go.
Yes, sir.
Now, Tenyeh Dixon, of course, is also a Complete Devastation Mixed Martial Arts veteran, having fought at CD MMA too, and then you fought Jordan Rinaldi, who ended up going on to the Ultimate Fighter, which was such a close fight.
Yeah.
That really could have gone either way.
He got lucky with that armbar, man. He's good though. I ain't gonna take no away from Jordan. I think he's a jiu-jitsu black belt, multiple world champion in jiu-jitsu. I didn't know that, and I didn't care coming into the fight because I didn't want to know anything to throw me off of what I wanted to do, and I didn't respect his ground game, and he got me. So you know that's just how it goes, man. You know you gotta respect guys and what they're good at.
Now, if we get you a rematch with Rinaldi, you take it.
What? Wow, are you kidding me? You joking, right?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Cool. I guess that answered that question. Yeah.
Tenyeh, how do you think the fight's going to go tonight?
You know what? I think the fight's going to just go well. You know, I'm looking to be aggressive. He's aggressive, man. You know, we're just going to, you know, I'm definitely looking to walk out here with the W. Hands down.
Outstanding.
Hands down.
Everyone at home, if you haven't seen Tenyeh Dixon before, you're in for a real treat. This man's an absolute animal. Tenyeh, thank you very much.
Thanks.
And that's going to do it for the MMA Rundown for this week. Next week, another great episode. News and notes, another Albert Cameron created segment, the Spotlight Fight, our mailbag, the Rundown Lowdown. You know the drill. It's Drew Shannon, it's Albert Cameron. We'll see you next week on the MMA Rundown. Have a good week.